now is a pre-fader listen solo in place. Where did you notice the keyboard coming from?
Not really in the sweet spot.
Should be coming out of that left speaker. Now, pan this around. This is solo in place. You're soloing an instrument and hearing its placement in the stereo image.
Should be. Yeah, man.
It's cool, huh? Now, one of the downsides of using the AFL system, and I don't know why SSL did this, it is a minor complaint of mine, is when you use AFL after fader listen, solo is mono, always. So if you want solo in place, you turn that off.
And that is something double soloids to get the.
Yeah, and you would hear the full stereo solo there.
That's AFL?
So does that mean that this doesn't really have a solo in place function?
It does.
It does, but it's got. Got labels and stuff, I guess.
When you download that manual, you're going to read more about a lot of this stuff that I'm talking about. Okay? Yeah, this is a lot of information to take in. And not all of you guys are going to be auditory learners. I already know this as an educator. This is a learning styles issue that we're starting to come up on here. Some of you guys learn best by me just telling you. Some of you guys learn best by reading it. Some of you guys learn best by doing it. These are all examples of different learning styles. Okay? So, let's look at it this way. A benefit of using AFL is solo level control. A disadvantage of using AFL is no solo in place. A benefit of soloing PFL, solo in place. A disadvantage of using PFL, no solo level control. You notice how loud it got soloed with this button off?
Without having to mess with it.
Yeah, because the faders could have been all the way down. I don't think it would matter there in that case.
Let's try it.
And by the way, you can run that analog multitrack right from the board here too.
When you hit the solo button on the console.
Okay, hang on, one thing at a time. Start bringing those faders up. No, I guess that still is post-fader solo. Yeah. Okay, I stand corrected. Yeah, because you're controlling the level there.
But this way we can still give it more boost though, right? No?
No, you can control your solo level with AFL on. Okay?
No, and the faders. And so without having to mess with this, you can just turn that up and actually get a lot of
Yeah.
solo.
Here,
So you want it to
hold
actually
that thought. Stop the tape. Hold the question. This is important. If you're soloed on a signal on the console and it's too quiet, you want to try to avoid using the control room to increase that solo level. How come?
Because you're not getting an accurate level to tape?
No, it has nothing to do with that. This is all monitored.
Oh,
Yeah.
so that's what it is, monitor. It's not like your actual mix or whatever, right?
Here's the thing. Let's say that this is whispering, all right? On one track you got whispering, and all these other tracks you got a bunch of loud stuff recorded. You solo the whispering. Ooh, I can't hear it. Turn it up. Turn up the control room. Ah, now I can hear it. You forget the control room's cranked up. You turn off the solo and blow out your monitors because all your channels are louder than that whispering.
So if you're soloing and the levels are low, you don't use the monitors volume to turn
You
it up?
should avoid using the monitor volume when soloing at all costs. If there's any way to get around it, do it. You might recall here on the Mackie board you got a solo level control also. You got a little rude red flashing solo light when you engage a solo, right?
So help you remember? Is that what that
Yeah, it does. It kind of helps you remind you, yeah, you got something soloed on the console. Because if you're soloed on a blank channel, you won't hear anything, right? And that, you know. So, there's no perfect world, obviously, here, right? You get the AFL solo level control, but it's defeating solo in place when you do that. So you'll hit some point, if you're actually mixing on the board, you're going to probably turn this off. so you can hear your stereo image when soloed. Okay?
That's AFL.
What's the VCA group?
We'll get to that.
Don't
worry about that
Well,
right now.
one of these is on a 1. Is that any?
That's very observant. They should all be set to 0 for now. I am going to show you these VCA group controllers a little bit later. We're getting there. Okay. I don't mean to be rude and cut you guys off, but there's definitely like little stages of spoon feeding on this board. All right. When I first started teaching this class years ago, I'd go through the whole SSL console before we even routed anything to it, and I could tell that everybody was just like, you know. So it's better to just take this in little bites and get something going on the console and just deal with issues as they come up. Okay. All right. Go ahead and hit play on the tape deck over there. Turn off the solo. I need to get over here to this envelope here. It's right about here where the rhythm section comes in. So we're going to store a couple memory locations. So we can come back to this. Audio, you hear this 3 more times. Well, over so we did